What's up, everybody? Scott Lett here, owner of Pro Exterior Cleaning here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm headed to Home Depot to get some supplies for some painting, but anyways, figured I'd make a little short video. I get some questions about high pressure concrete cleaning and soft washes and what the difference is, because when I go quote a job, a lot of times I'll explain to my customers that for this particular part of your house, I'm going to use high pressure. For this particular part, I'm going to use soft wash. And a lot of times they don't know what that means. So for you new guys out there that plan on using your pressure washer to clean vinyl or something that's painted, I do not recommend that. I would use a soft wash, which means you're going to rely heavily on some sort of chemical to do the cleaning for you, rather than the pressure on your washer, because you really want to avoid damaging someone's property. So and when you're shooting 4,000 psi at vinyl or paint or whatever it may be, there's a good chance you may damage that person's property. So we're trying to avoid that at all costs. But anyways, so I just want to take some time in this video to just kind of explain to you guys like what the difference is, how I do a high pressure concrete cleaning, how I do a soft wash, and eventually I just bought a GoPro, so I'm gonna put my words into action. So a lot of people try to explain something as they're cleaning, and I found that it's really hard to hear them sometimes. So I'd like to really explain to you guys the process, and then I'll show you in another video. So let's say I get to a customer's house and I'm going to clean the driveway, the sidewalk, and the front porch, and it's all concrete. So first thing I'll do is I'll let the customer know that I'm there, and we'll do a small, quick walkthrough just to make sure we're on the same page. I have all this documented from the quote when I came by the first time, and we'll kind of go over that and make sure that we're on the same page. And once I start, I use chemicals to clean concrete. So the first thing I'll do is I'll saturate all the plants, all the grass with just water. Make sure that everything's covered with water. I'll even, go ahead and hit the driveway. And because you don't want to damage any plants. You don't want to kill any plants. You don't want to kill the grass. We're trying to avoid that as well. So that's the first thing I'll do. And then depending on the size of the driveway, I guess the job itself, I'll either get my soft wash system out if it's a big driveway, that way I can cover more ground, or I'll just use a backpack sprayer. And the chemicals I use, whether it's a soft wash or a concrete wash, is sodium hypochlorite. Dawn dish soap is my surfactant, and water. So that's it. That's all I do. And the sodium hypochlorite is 10%, which is what I use. It's a pool cleaner you pick up from Lowe's. And in my soft wash system, I put 6 gallons of that, 6 gallons of water, and then I'll just squirt a little bit of Dawn soap in there, and it does a really good job for me. So so I've talked to the customer. I've saturated all the plants and grass with water, and then I'll let it sit there for about 10-15 minutes. And as that's really settling into the concrete, I'll go ahead and get everything ready. I'll get my surface cleaner out, get my power washer ready, get all the hoses connected, and yeah, so once I'm finished with that, then if I feel like it's been sitting there long enough for the chemicals to start its cleaning process, then I'll go ahead and crank it up, and I'll go over the driveway, the sidewalk, and the front porch with my surface cleaner. And once I'm happy with that, I'll spray everything down to the gutter, make sure all the dirt, all the grime is washed off the driveway. And a lot of guys, they'll just leave it down there in front of the driveway in the street. Now you just create another mess. Just try to make sure you blow it down to a gutter somewhere close. If not, just do the best you can. You don't want to leave all that in front of their house. Because you do make a mess as you're cleaning, so just try to clean up after yourself the best you can. And then what I'll do is after I'm finished with my pressure washing and stuff, I'll go ahead and put everything up. That takes about 10 minutes, and it kind of dries a little bit. And then I'll do a post-treatment, which means I'll either get my backpack sprayer out or my soft wash system, and I'll do a post-treatment. I'll spray chemicals back on there, and if there's any kind of lines or if there's a little section you may have missed, that should take care of it. And it just makes the driveway just look clean. It gives it more, of a white look. When you see those driveways and they're like, man, really white, it's because of the pre and the post treatment you've done. So that's kind of it in a nutshell for the concrete cleaning. It's not very difficult. The biggest thing is you just want to make sure you don't damage anyone's plants. Okay, so now let's say we're at the same house and we're doing a soft wash. If I were to arrive on a new job and perform a soft wash, I'll do the same thing. I'll saturate all plants, grass. Anytime you use chemicals in that vicinity, if there's any plants or grass around, make sure you wash it. Make sure you saturate it before and after the job. So on a soft wash, I'll get my soft wash system out after I've wet down all plants and grass. And then I just really focus on one particular spot of the house. Say if a whole house is vinyl, there's 4 main sides that go up really high. I'll just focus on that side. I'll spray my chemicals. I have a North Star soft wash system with a J-hook, and it sprays up to 28 feet. I bought that so I don't have to get on ladders anymore. If I need to get up high, I have a telescoping one which extends about 18 feet. So that does a good job for me. So I'll apply my chemicals. Again, I'll let it settle for about 10 to 15 minutes, really do its thing, do its cleaning. And then really it's effortless. You just spray water up there and it gets all the algae, mold, mildew off the house. And I just do that all 4 sides. And I'll make sure that the customer's happy when I finish. I'll go and get the customer. This is for my concrete cleaning as well, any job I do. And we'll do a walkthrough together. We'll do a walkthrough before the job and after the job. And if there's anything that I may have missed, I'll be happy to go and get my equipment and take care of that. That's why I always leave my equipment out when I'm doing the walkthrough. You don't want to put it up and then do the walkthrough, because if they find something, your stuff doesn't need to be on the trailer already. So I'll leave my stuff out, get the customer, and make sure they're happy. So the soft wash is simple. You're relying on chemicals rather than pressure. You're applying your chemicals up on the vinyl, anything that's painted, hardy wood, wherever it may be, and you just let the chemicals do its thing, and then you just rinse it off. And if like I said, there's some high spots you can't hit, get a telescoping wand and a little white nozzle and turn down the pressure a little bit if you need to, and that gets the job done. So that's kind of my process. But yeah, that's the difference between a high pressure concrete wash and a soft wash. Is the concrete, you're relying on chemicals, and your pressure washer, the pressure, the PSI, the gallons per minute to get that job done. In a soft wash, you're relying more on the chemicals to really eat through the mold, mildew, the dirt on whatever surface you're cleaning. Most soft washes are performed on vinyl or whatever house siding, and you just rinse it off. It's pretty simple. So, and I highly recommend buying a soft wash system. There are some out there that are really expensive. Then there's one at Northern Tool I bought for like 400 bucks. Comes with a J-hook, and it sprays really high, and it gets your chemicals where you want it to go. And if you add a surfactant in there, which is Dawn dish soap for me, it'll really sit there on that surface, and it'll eat through that that dirt, and it'll do a good job. So 10% sodium hypochlorite is the trick to concrete cleaning and soft wash, really all power washing jobs. So I wouldn't recommend that on rust or oil or grease. There's different things you can buy for those particular type jobs. But anyways, that's just a very short video on those 2 types of cleaning. So like below, ask any questions. If you want to know more about what the machines I use for particular jobs, ask away. I'll be happy to answer. All right, Scott Lett, Pro Exterior Cleaning. Have a blessed day.